once again.
Yes, we are going into the Villa, the second map, and so far both of the teams have scored only 1 point each, as Bank was a draw between the between ORGL3SS and GIU. First ban will be going over to a Maverick. Enough. You reckon about that, Monkey?
Yeah, Maverick's a band that we see quite a lot on maps like Clubhouse. I feel like they're, and you know, I think Villa has a lot of the same similarities where we're going to see a lot of, I suppose, internal walls attempting to get breached.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, the internal walls, like Villa is, in its nutshell, is quite a well breachable map, all, and I mean, banning out Maverick is definitely a decent thinking. Although now you still have the Hibana and the Thermite, so you still have plenty of breaching, if not a better breach.
Yeah, well, one of the design philosophies they had when making this map, they wanted no bomb sites that like led to directly outside. Like there's always a buffer room before you get to the bomb site, and that's true on every site, of course. So I feel like that's why we were seeing that Maverick ban.
Yeah, I guess you're right on that one. Yeah, I'll roll with that as well. But nonetheless, yeah, you going now on the defense. That I had the why did I have the urge to say it that way? But trophy room and statuary will be the first choice, and otherwise, what do you reckon we're gonna see, Monkey?
Well, I'm gonna see the dock traded out for a smoke as we're heading to trophy room, statuary room to start off with. As for these lineups, I'm surprised we've only got Hibana. Like, I know that's what they like to play here. ORGL3SS only the one hard breach, and it usually is Hibana. But I feel like a Thermite just can allow you to open up so many more avenues.
Yeah, but maybe now that ORGL3SS have kind of learned the style how Gentlemen in Underwear play, maybe they just decided to invest a little bit more into the roam clear, bringing in the Jackal and have it played as Ethan. Maybe that, or
10 seconds left before
yeah, in general, Dino is a bit stuck. That is not a good sign. Diesel continuing to just reinforce, and oh boy.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers objective is to locate a bomb.
It's a rip.
Yeah, that's a big fat rip. F in chat for Rippy.
Dino. It's just a
Dino.
bug on the Dino's the one that DC'd. So Rippy's apparently got 2 slots to play in. But nevertheless, it looks like we're gonna have a rehost after this round is played out. So almost off the bat, we've got the man advantage in ORGL3SS' favor.
Yeah, having that man advantage is definitely not what GIU would have wanted, especially on their first defense round, as so far defense has been the main way to score the points for both of the teams, and you might actually start contesting the last round fairly soon, but being on crude though would be quite lethal as well.
Yeah, well, Diesel, here's that barricade getting busted down. We're going to see the Hibana charges come on in, and it's like Diesel's got the impact in his pocket. Oh, there's no way it reaches that. It's way too low.
He does manage to disable, I believe, just a couple of them, but yeah, that's ultimately, that didn't do the right job that it was needed for. Allowing that prone hole, and we've seen a fair few times when that prone hole was pretty much the point where the attacking side was able to score some very beefy kills.
Yeah, we go the next set of the Hibana pellets are going to go on off. C4 gets
what was
tossed
that
on
C4
out.
for?
I have no idea.
Confused.
Probably not the greatest decision to use that utility in that position, but we've got a minute on the clock, and it still is only a 5-on-4. Like, Let's definitely try and find this is a hard nut to crack, this anchor from GIU.
Interesting that Joey will be picking up the first kill onto Diesel. That is the castle side, and I believe that he was also attempting to go for a couple of rotations. Joey picking up another kill onto Crude, and Emorin taking out Rippy. Ethan will be finishing it off onto Rolfie, and round 1 will be going into the hands of ORGL3SS as the rehost might come in effect.
Nope, no, he's back. Yes,
yeah,
no rehost.
He's back. No rehost. Ladies and gents, no rehost.
Yeah.
Good start as yeah, no rehost will be in effect, and we will be continuing ORGL3SS in the lead on the Villa, with them being on offense, which I'd say that's a good start, but I'd also would like to say that it's very early for us to call what is a good go for either of the teams.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
here we
by
go
attackers.
into this next round here. Looks like we're going to go for Vault this time instead of Statuary. Looks like GIU don't want to try and back it up, defending that exact same bomb site.
Yeah, GIU definitely seeming that they got pretty much demolished. I don't think there was any of the any kill that went into the defense way. So them deciding to switch it up is definitely going to be a much more clever idea. But Rippy once again on the roam. Curious how that will work out, because now that Dino is back on again, would Dino be the decider for Gentleman in Underwear's success?
Well, he's traditionally been one of those main fraggers for GIU, and you know that's what in the end you need to win games, don't you? You need people that are gonna actually get some kills.
Yeah, need that big player, big fragger. But sometimes I feel that having just one of them and then the rest of the team just kind of supporting him and enabling him is not a safe bet. Like ORGL3SS have a good lineup. Like you have Silex being the big brains, you have the fragging trio, like you mentioned before, being Derp, Ethan, and Emo, and then Joey on the support. Kind of works, but at the same time, kind of not really.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's been a minute, and it really doesn't look like the attackers have done too much. They're still mostly sitting outside. Crude. Oh, is he going to find Joey for free here? Yes, he is. Joey, completely unaware. He might be able to double down there. In fact, Emo Rin's going to trade him straight on back. Dino is going to find Ethan at the same time. And, yeah, what are these attackers doing? They seem like they're all over the match, or higgledy-piggledy.
Yeah, it definitely felt a bit off-coordinated by ORGL3SS, with them losing the... I lost the words. Losing the utility destruction as well as the roam clear is definitely not a good start right now for the what was before a Seed 1 team from ANZ.
Yeah, Derpe, Emo, and Silex still have the parts, still have the components to put together a recipe for success, but you know they are fighting an odds stacked against them.
A bomb has been located.
And Derpy, meanwhile, will be making an advance as the clear side right onto this site, with the rest of Gentleman in Underwear roster so far just defaulted back, but Rolfie going in for the very ballsy peek, goes for the pre-fire, nice pre-fire through the wall onto Derp. He's shutting down the, I believe that is the Ash player as well. Good go for GIU as currently 2v4 and 37 seconds on the clock. This is not looking well at all.
Yeah, Imorin and Solex, they're going to have to dig deep, and they've only got 30 seconds to do it with. Looks like they might just have to bust into a bomb site and hope they win all the gunfights. Diesel completely flashed in the hallway as we're going to see him actually fall back to bomb site. Still holding back there. Dino going to find one onto Solex. Imorin straight onto Rolfie, trade one back. Dino gets the reload off, but Imorin still going to land that shot.
Oh.
Can he get this next one? But Rippy's there to punch him in the face. take him on down, and there we go. GIU do finally put their first round up here on Villa.
That was a much better performance from GIU compared to the first one, where they were in 8th, starting off with 4v5, and yeah, overall definitely a good turnout, 1-1. And well, I've said that before. Villa seems to be so far the map of the underdogs. The main underdogs, well, going into this match were GIU, so I reckon we might be seeing a GIU win on Villa Monkey.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think ORGL3SS are gonna screw their heads on straight and get a W right here. But like, looking overall for the season, I am a bit worried for ORGL3SS. Like, I don't think they are going. Like, I think they're gonna have to really dig deep if they want to get in that top 2 playoffs position.
Oh, they definitely will need, like, just on point for, well, starting off with this map and then getting into further matchups, they can't afford to lose or go into draws at this point, because we're already nearing the end of the 2nd week, and yeah, them being on the, I believe that is 5th, was it, place? No, 4th, pardon. Them being on 4th place is definitely not the situation that they want to find themselves in right now.
Yeah, of course.
5 seconds to insert.
Which bomb site we going to this time? Back to trophy room, back to statuary.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers must locate.
Both playing with fire a little bit, just getting the
He's going
out.
for it.
Oh,
No.
boy. And he hit a fat play though.
He's going to toss the C4 out.
Defender exposed.
What?
He's going skeet shooting.
What? Was that the whole reason for the run out? Just get the skeet shooting going.
Yeah, he's like, pull.
Oh,
The first one, he's like, no, I wasn't ready. Pull again. Oh.
Cruden says that he wants to try that again, but Silex will be declining him of that anymore. The first set of Kairos will breach open into the bathroom, which would open up a nice long angle into the study room.
And Emo Rini, he's going to find the main fragger for GIU nice and early on. That's Dino finished off. Rippy, however, was in support on the roam. Is he going to be able to get any kind of refrag in? He goes for the pick. Oh, Derpe's looking the wrong way, and Rippy's going to be allowed to escape with his life. Crude's going to try and back him up, double down over here, but I think Emo's not going to aggress too much when it's just him all on his lonesome.
Yeah, well, 4-4 right now, and still half a round to go. ORGL3SS might have a good foothold soon enough, but right now, yeah, you just have way too much the presence all over the map, and Ethan is still trying to get some closure from below, which I'm kind of doubtful about that.
Yeah, so he's below. He's got, of course, that pocket shotgun that he can pull on out, but yeah, you have to say, you don't really feel like he's going to find much unless they start coordinating. C4 is going to come on out that Emo Rin's going to avoid, but he can't avoid that. The smoke canister is going to down him as he was already low. Diesel is going to find Silex at the same time. So unless we see this revive, which I don't think we will, seeing as Rolfie's position's about to stab him in the side, it's all up to Joey. And oh, that's an easy clean up there for Rolfie. We're going to see GIU put 2 in a row on the board.
Down by GIU with their defense, and overall, yeah, it definitely feels that GIU are coming in much more prepared, with ORGL3SS seeming to be just having miscommunication issues though, almost. Like, some of their plays, yeah, it was like some of the deaths were just due to the firefighters, but half of them felt like it was a miscommunication or just complete lack of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, as we've been saying, this ORGL3SS roster just don't look the same. There's just something different about them.
Yeah, definitely something much different about it, but and definitely a lackluster performance overall, and it feels almost if ORGL3SS are just at the moment living in the shadow of their previous glory.
Look at that, everyone on GIU has got 2 kills. Perfect 10 for the 2 rounds they've won.
Be playing out right now on the Roma though. How do you reckon this could work out? Because so far he's been kind of on and off roaming, but Vigil should be the one. Like Vigil should have plenty of ability to enforce that very aggressive play style.
Yeah, the thing is, right, Rolfie's subbing in, so he's not normally, he's the coach or whatever, he's not normally on the team, so he's, I don't know, he may be taking up a role of a Roma where he can play solo, is going to work out a bit better. That being said, surely your coach should know the strategies as Ethan. He's going to shut down Dino, trying to go for a bit of a cheeky, sneaky peek.
And getting Dino shut down is a good start of the round right now for ORGL3SS, but we saw that in the previous round where they managed to out Dino fairly quickly as well, but ultimately they weren't able to get any closure at the end of the round when Emily going for a very ballsy play. Ooh, just misses the Jaeger player as well, with Rippy falling back. Definitely not what you want right now as an attacker. You would want that frag to be completely settled up and no need to worry about that as well.
Well, minute 50 on the clock, and looks like Crude wants to suss outside the door here in Laundry. He's heard a drone though. I wonder how aware they are of his position. Okay, now they know Joey spotted him and he's just going to fall right on back.
Meanwhile, trying to get some frag above, but can't find anything, and alpha round already gone, and only 1 frag has been dealt in favor of ORGL3SS, but still having plenty of foothold and roam space with Rolfie on the opposite side of the map, so definitely gentlemen in underwear are boasting some good flexibility, but can they find and expect that push onto the side though? Very, because I believe that is the man himself, Joey, about to just push in.
Yeah, it seems like they're just going to straight up go for the push, not worry about clearing out too many of these roamers. And, you know, they're already on the bomb site here, ORGL3SS. Oh, Ethan's going to see that smoke babe get thrown out, and he's going to lock down Crude's position. Crude's going to be stuck on in here, and there we go. He's finally going to go down. Looked like it was a bit slow there from Ethan. But nonetheless, that is bomb site control with a man advantage here.
Yeah, Derpy will be picking up another kill onto Diesel, but Joey will be taken down by Rippy. Ethan trades out Rippy, and Derpy closing it out at the end. Rolfie, that is round 4 into the hands of ORGL3SS, and we're back to 2-2.
Yeah, it looked a lot better from ORGL3SS, that one, didn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely much more coordinated and very well played. And ultimately, I do want to also point out that the fact that ORGL3SS managed to get those like surprise kills onto GIU was the fact that GIU went overboard with their roaming. Like if they had people anchoring at the objective fairly safely, that wouldn't have happened. Like having smoke sit in the pantry and trying to throw a couple of those smoke grenades is definitely not the best choice of positioning, in my opinion.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they
can. Here we go into the round number 5. Back to what's the bomb site called? They call it the Vault. TVG. TVG? No, that's not right. It's Aviator, Vault, and Games Room. AVG.
Yeah.
I don't know where I got TVG from.
With the AVG now out of the way, though, how are we expecting to see the defense roll out for GIU? Because so far they've been showing both that they somewhat can roam, but at the same time they haven't showed much of the anchoring. How do you feel you might see GIU perform on this one?
Yeah, well, you know, it feels like the rounds that they are winning, they are they're finding the frags early on and they're compounding that. Whereas if they go down early, they you know, it's not too long until they've lost the round from that point. Oh, and there we go, Derpe peeking in nice and early on. Just missing their head of, I wasn't quite sure who, but that was close.
And thankfully, though, for the defenders, they didn't manage to lose any of their players just yet. But it seems that US are now mobilized their whole coordination muscles, be able to score some maybe a couple of nice peaks. But apart from that, really, GIU just decided to playing fairly safe at side instead of going for any of the roaming plays. Now that Dip went for a couple of very early pre-fires.
Here we go, the impact trick. Once again, not getting too much done there. Just one bullet in the end. Sorry, one pellet in the end.
Yeah, Diesel though will be trading out, go him straight away, 4v5 just like that, and say a somewhat early advantage for the defenders is definitely gonna stall a little bit the offense with how Ethan is still on the ground floor and the rest of the ORGL3SS are currently playing on a very aggressive top stairs angle.
Marin almost found the angle as Ethan looks like he wants to compound this by pushing from the opposite side as well. In fact, Marin's going to do it once the smoke grenade's gone on down. But there's a gap there. Oh, Dino could sneak around and get an angle.
But it seems that Marin will be suppressed a little bit more with those gas babes, as Dino is in a fairly calm position to get himself picked up. But the X-Kairos will be busting out and popping open as Marin might get a nice angle into the bar. Diesel picking up a nice kill for Ethan. Yet another one.
Diesel!
Oh, Emo saves his teammate, but Derpe picking up another kill into Rippy. 3v3 situation. The heads are rolling off the defense as GIU's foothold is getting smaller and smaller. Stylix picking up another kill into Dino. That is the top fragger gone. And only up to Rolfie and Crude to clutch this out with 30 seconds on the clock. Rolfie picking up a kill into Stylix, evening out the man count. Another peek. Oh, Emorin with a nice peek, but Crude getting the best of the sniper. And Derpe is now being bullied by those gas grenades. 25 seconds left on the clock. And a 1v1 situation.
Yeah, he's going to wait for that gas to dissipate, and then he's going to try and force his way on through. At this point, I really feel that Derpe just has to go for the frags. In fact, Rude's going to spot his head, and he's just going to run away, try and hide in a corner at this point. Derpe, does he have the legs to go and grab it? That diffuser's nowhere near him. Well, he's going to be shoulder peeking before he jumps on in. I don't think he can even get the plant down at this point, and there we go. Defenders going to win this round.
Yeah, Crude decided to make the much safer and much clever decision to just hide, because knowing Derp, he at that position, if he had the diffuser, he would have already gone for that plant. Since he didn't, he just went in to hide, and that's all she wrote. It's a 3 in favor of GIU, and all in all, if ORGL3SS managed to take the last round of the first half in their hands, they might have a very good chance at getting back at GIU, their defense.
Yeah, definitely. As we do head into the last round of the half, we're going to trophy and statuary for this one, Cthulhu. Now, we have seen a 1-for-1 history on this one. We saw ORGL3SS pick it up in the very first round. Of course, that's when Dino DC'd, and then it was followed up by a GIU win later on. So
yeah,
yeah, no real history to go off as to what we expect. Like,
yeah, there's really not much to talk about it just yet, because while the ORGL3SS win, could say that it technically couldn't really count just due to the early man advantage for themselves and outing that one of the variables being Dino. But at the same time, I feel right now for ORGL3SS they need to get their communication nailed down, because half of their playouts and half of their deaths depending on purely on them not being able to communicate some of the plays. That's at least how I feel about it, because overall, like, both teams have the guts and the tools to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, We are about to find out who's going to win this round as we're already 2.5 minutes in. Rolfie not going for any skeet shooting exercises this time. Oh, Emo ran! Oh, that's an angle and a half. He's going to thread the needle and find Crude's head on the other side. Beautiful shot from him.
Very good shot, but and getting the early man advantage again. Outing Crude, the smoke player out of all the operators, is definitely a good start, as Imorin will continue to push in with Joey droning up ahead for him. That is a good start, but he does hear the ripping on the floor, which could be quite dangerous right now. Rolfie going in for the peak ultimate glass, but Diesel is also assisting there as well. Rippy getting the better of Silas. That is the Hibana off the board, and that is all the hard breach, but Imorin trading out Diesel straight away, and another contestant might come around very soon if Imorin won't be too cautious for the reload, but Dino might be the next contestant for the long angles. Gets the better of the Imorin. Nicely done by the player of GIU, but so far 3v3 situations. Oh, Rippy does manage to get the better of Ethan, and at the moment it does look like it is going to be in favor of Gentlemen in Underwear.
Yeah, a few missed shots there, leaving it all up to Derpate and Joey with a minute on the clock. Joey really is, you know, he's normally been the player that's dying nice and early on for ORGL3SS, unfortunately, so it's good to see him surviving further on into the round, but, you know, now can he do anything with his life?
Yeah, and having only Joey and Derp left with 48 seconds is definitely not the best case scenario. Joey manages to even it out a little bit. Taking out Dino. Mentally right now, Rippy, I believe he already used up his C4. Rolfie doesn't have any explosives as well on him, so there's no denial, but Rippy with a nice peek. Rippy will be shutting down the Sledge player, and now all up to Joey to get the big dub if he wants to get his team to out the score, because right now not looking too well. Things are coming out as well as the callouts, but oh, Rippy hides behind the bomb. Will be jumping down, but the plant needs to start going down. I believe Rolfie might actually get the upper hand as he is all out in the open, and Rolfie securing the last kill at this round, making a 2-point lead for Gentlemen in Underwear.
Yeah, 4-2 at the half, and ORGL3SS are going to have to fight back, but as we said, it's been their attack where they've been struggling the most.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, this definitely looks like a much better performance compared to Bank, where ORGL3SS will manage to take only one offense round. Whereas this time, it's still a bit more manageable, still 2 rounds for GIU to get towards the match point. And this time, the decision to bring in a Montagne, and it's not going to get 6 picked, that is definitely a peculiar choice, but I can see why. And the Crude bringing in a Jackal.
Yeah, so Monty gonna stick. Jackal, of course, an operator, great for hunting the roamers. We're gonna see Joey change from the Bandit over to the Echo.
I'd say that was a successful bait right now from ORGL3SS, because Joey generally, well, we've seen mainly him playing on the support. Look at this Imorin with 9 kills so far compared to the rest of his team. But yeah, my point is that I reckon them baiting out towards grabbing the Jackal is definitely a good point, because that would leave Joey somewhat safe and he'd still be able to gain the information, whereas the rest of ORGL3SS will just need to stick around the objective and not allow Jackal to gain any footsteps. But that Ethan might be setting up something. He'll definitely look like he's up to something as well. Maybe some pre-play C4 on? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, where have they gone to defend first as well? Is that kitchen?
Yeah, so they're defending kitchen, but they're setting out for the upstairs defense as well, which is...
Yeah, so this is something we've seen in ORGL3SS like favour quite a lot. You know, kitchen is one of their primary choices. It's not always their first choice, but it is one of the bomb sites that they go to fairly regularly. We saw that quite a lot in the Invitational qualifiers on this map.
Well, Rolfie might actually get a couple of nasty angles, but thankfully that he has the standable shield in front of him. He won't be catching any of these bullets just yet. Dino, meanwhile, is sneaking up around. Crouch walking Ash is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and he might actually run into the first one, but nice trade out by Derpe at the end. Still losing Emorin, but Derpe picking up another kill onto Crude. That is a good start off. That is both the Jackal and the Ash off the board, and I'd say a worthy trade all in all.
Yeah, well, you know, now they're at a just a one-man deficit. So, you know, 1 for 2. Not always the greatest for GIU, of course, and, you know, that's Dino off the board, one of their main players, of course. Crude being off the board can also kind of give them that advantage that their IGL can just sit back and start giving directions rather than have to worry about what he's doing himself. But, yeah, it really feels like you don't want to lose anyone, really.
Yeah, especially not against ORGL3SS. Even after their shaky performance, they still a force to be reckoned with. And Monty's just not having a fun time. Rolfie already lost a chunk of health, and I believe Rippy just decides to come down to the ground floor, leaving the Montaigne player all alone. That said, though, Rolfie does manage to drop down, so he'll continue relay the information.
But yeah, looks like he's getting ready to push on in, isn't he? Going to be seeing the execute any second, as there is 40 seconds on the clock, of course.
Oh my lord! Ethan manages to get the better of the Zofia, but won't be able to get any closure onto the Montaigne. But 2v4 is definitely not what they wanted. Ooh, a nice C4 by Derpe will be securing a double kill. Yeah, he nods his head. You know he loved it as well, and that is a nice funnel as well. That's just a kill box. And
well,
overall,
yeah, there we go. Beautiful C4 to kick things off there, or to finish things off, I should say, and kick off the potential comeback here for ORGL3SS. But it really just seems that this team is so much better on the defense, and their attack is where they struggle the most.
Yeah, it definitely seems that both teams are a bit lackluster their offense compared to the defense, and it definitely does feel like it's just a game of which team would make less mistakes at this very moment in time, because both teams are boasting a good roster of players, good roster of fraggers, and yeah, essentially it's just for ORGL3SS, it's how little or how many miscommunications they're gonna have. That is the question. For Gentlemen in Underwear, it feels like some of their plays are just plain miscalculated. Like, they have a good theory of, like, yeah, I'm gonna go for that run out, or I'm gonna go for that peek, and then all of a sudden it's just, I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, we're going to be seeing Rolfie on that Monty once again, as they are going to be attacking Statuary this time. You know, Kitchen is not really a bomb site you see first up, so maybe GIU weren't really expecting that one to come on out.
Possibly, but yeah, I guess we'll find out fairly soon. But interestingly enough, once again, us are setting up for that very wide hold as well, because the stretch will be far enough to reach the bar defense. But interestingly enough, GIU won't be pushing from that very spot yet.
Yeah, Dino just waiting for something to happen as he's looking in from the master bedroom, whereas the rest of the members of GIU will be pushing from this south end side of the map. Oh, there we go. Solic's going to shut down Crude IGL and IGL action.
It is a nice shot as well, outing the Jackal. So that is the roam clear off the board. Well, the main roam clear utility, and Alex continuing to potentially attempting to contest that angle. Interestingly enough, this time though, Rolfie will just continue gathering some information. And I think Silex might need to fall back fairly soon. There's still two people pressuring from the other points, which is quite beneficial as well.
Yeah, it seems like GIU only have the one player in Joey. Sorry, ORGL3SS only have the one player in Joey on site.
And I don't think that GIU are yet realizing that. They're just trying to be very thorough on their push, and I think that's what's going to be the bane of them as well. There's the concussion grenades coming out, and Ethan, look at this trio just rotating back, completely defaulting back to side, and I like that. I like that they decided like not to risk it at all, not to risk the peaks. Fall back. Also, the sheer fact that they ended up forcing GIU to use up one of the X-Kairos and waste that is definitely a good start.
Oh, Rolfie's gonna get that Echo drone. Oh, you can see the sprays through the wall. Just glancing off his shield there.
Yeah, but this time this would give enough information for Dino to go ahead for the push in. I think he's expecting a completely different angle, but Diesel will be the first one to get the shot on Joey. That is the new player off the board. Still 30 seconds to go, and Rolfie just gets a little bit of a fire down the range, but the plan is going to go down right behind the shield player. There's the first denial in the face of the Echo drone. I think that it's still alive. Ooh,
yeah, nice shot.
Yeah.
Ethan's going to trade it on back though. It's a 3-on-3 now. Oh, Rippy's going to see Ethan as well. Can't quite land the shots. Going to see there the go. Emo in Ethan to clean it up at the end there. It was a bit messy, but in the end it worked.
that dance of death between the Jaeger and Montaigne, that was a bit scary, to say at the very least. But
well, now even in scoreline.
Yeah, even in scoreline. And definitely seems that ORGL3SS might actually have the guts to pull it back with their defense. Aviator and Games will be the next choice. Their defense. And it seems that Rolfie is just continuing his play out on Montaigne, which I'm kind of doubting now.
Well, it's one of those roles that you can throw a substitute player on. Like, it's more of, you know, you're a brick wall, you stand here and you cover us. And, like, it's... Yeah, he might need to be micromanaged to be in the role, but it is one of those ones that is a bit easier for a sub to take up.
True. But my point is that GIU seeming to be lacking the firepower in the firefights. Like, essentially it is a 4v5 and ORGL3SS is dictating every possible firefight that they have, whereas GIU just, yeah, they have that extra cover, they have that extra information gain, but how much do you want to bank on the information gain compared to your fragging capability? Because you're putting even more pressure on Dino being the big fragging Ash player, and
5 seconds to go.
Rolfie showed several times that he was able to frag quite well, so I'm
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
a bit confused.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Yeah, well, I don't know, maybe it's just what their strategy is relying on. Like, we saw them try and go for that plant utilising the Monty last round, which I thought was a really good idea. It's just, you know, it wasn't, there was the Echo drone to deny that, but still a really good idea.
Definitely. Ethan now. He's attempting to contest the sky room. He can deal any kind of get any distraction. It definitely looks like Rippy will be forced to use up some of his utility. So that is one of the concussion grenades off the board, and Ethan defaulted all the way down to the bottom floor, which is interesting at the very least. But that should give him some extra room to just move around.
Well, Monty's going to push up to the L bend in the hallway. He's going to see the prone player there. And we're going to see Emo Rib pop up. Maybe he didn't see him at all.
I don't think he did. He could see the whole foot. Oh my lord, the Ethan and the Emo Rin just keeping their heads rolling. Rippy and Rolfie gone. All up to Diesel and Crude against the 5 players of ORGL3SS, and this definitely seems like a much more confident ORGL3SS team that we were prepared for. Well, that we were hoping for.
Yeah, that we expected to see this ORGL3SS. Once again, it's their defense that they're really doing well on. Crude is going to go down, and so it's all up to Diesel in the 1-on-5. I don't think a single member on ORGL3SS has taken a single point of damage.
I don't think they did, and that Ethan is going to try to contest to keep that going. But no, Joey did take some damage, so not a full-on flawless round, but Diesel is now playing the hiding game between himself and the Jaeger player. Attempting to contest with that mute, but still a bit paranoid about the pushes. 49 seconds on the clock, and getting himself tagged up even more. There's the impact grenades, and Emorin gonna catch them all. With the impact grenade onto Diesel. Now ORGL3SS are in advance.
Yes, there we go. ORGL3SS take the lead for the first time since the first round.
It's definitely going to be a feels-good moment for them, but they need at the very least one more round to make it to the draw, and 2 more rounds to for themselves the big fat dub. Joey teasing that cap can, or he switched over to Alibi, so maybe we will be seeing some more of that Spetsnaz action. Oh, we'll be swapping over to Echo, interesting enough, and Dino initially showing the Finca, which, I mean, that's an obvious bait, come on. And bringing in the sledge, so 3 breaches, 1 hard breacher, and a Thatcher.
Locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
There are some teams that do favour and think of, well, look at the kill spread here. 13 for Emo, 11 for Ethan, 7 for Derpe, and Joey and Salix just 3 and 2.
There's that, like, the 3-man killing squad, essentially, that you mentioned before by ORGL3SS. Yeah, and a 2-man support. Like, that is the ORGL3SS that we, both you and me, are used to see. Like, when they have the fraggers pop off, that's a good day for ORGL3SS.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, well, they are in the lead and they're looking quite comfortable so far, aren't they?
Are indeed. While
Attackers recovered the bomb.
continuing to set up a couple
Attackers are
more,
heading
and
out to defuse the bomb.
yeah, this is definitely seeming like a lackluster turnout by GIU, but they still have a chance. Still have a chance to get at least a point. So I wouldn't say that faith was lost completely, especially from the whole turnout that we had from even the bank. We saw so many unexpected turnouts, and Rolfie might run into Derp, as neither of them initially spot each other, and both of them potato the shots, and neither of them will be getting any damage dealt to each other. So I'd say it's a kind of win for both of them, being able to get out alive and healthy.
Yeah, it just looked like Derpe wasn't ready to see the head of Rolfie there that early on. Are you liking that he's off the Monty for this one there, Cthulhu?
Yeah, it's definitely feeling a bit more even now, odds-wise, with Rolfie having the controls on Buck, and Buck is one of those operators that is definitely that could tilt the favor of the attack in the offensive favor, because he has a great gun, he has a great utility in the face of Skeleton Key, and definitely could deal a lot of damage.
It does look like they're planning on using him for some maybe top-down, maybe bottom-up pressure. I don't know. He's in the basement right now, but there is plenty of floor that is destructible from above, so that's where I'd expect to see him.
Yeah, interestingly enough, nobody will be contesting the art storage, with the first Thatcher grenade going off, and still a minute to go, so there's still plenty of breaching time for the defense, and I mean for the offense. And Derp is playing from above. Could actually catch a couple of attackers off guard, but Dino is waiting for that rotation. He knows something is up, but I don't think he expects anything just yet.
Yeah, Emo Rin's the one who's looking through the hatch. As Diesel is going to find Ethan to kick things off here. Solic's going to peek on out and trade him straight on back. However, he's now got Diffuser in his sights, but yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point. We're going to see a 4-on-3 as Joey did find Dino, but Crude rushing right on into the bomb site's going to find a kill before Joey's going to trade him straight on back. Rippy's going to go down to 50 HP thanks to that MP5 silence. Derpe's going to find another one. Joey's going to finish Rolfie off. And ORGL3SS have put themselves up from a 4-2 deficit to a 6-4 lead, 4 rounds in a row.
4 rounds in a row, indeed, and what a turnout for them. Massive upgrade from compared to what we saw on Bang. And yeah, this so far has been very good defense for them, but the gentlemen in underwear still have one more round potentially, well, another chance, say, to get themselves maybe one more point, which if they do manage to draw it up, we'll be able to surpass Avant. So right now that's exactly what they need, that's exactly what they need to do, and they have the potential. Interestingly enough, also Joey has swapped over from Echo to a Smoke. You reckon we're going to be seeing some more flexible play from Joey, or just plain old anchoring? Okay.
Well, last time we saw this bomb site, wasn't it Solix at range with the Alder from Maestro, so it looks like he's switched one ACOG for just another ACOG.
Could be that as well. Definitely also looks like ORGL3SS might be going for a couple more of the bottom to top vertical plays, which could be quite efficient. But so far we saw that the site to be pushed, and it was a bit of a close one in my opinion. And they defended it. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Okay? And I'm kind of surprised, say at the very least, that they went for that side and not the Games and Aviator.
Aviator's still close to them.
True.
Yep. Next round it will be available if there is a next round.
Oh yeah, that's right, yes. My bad. While Imorin Prowl are waiting for any push games, and there will be plenty of that. Getting himself lit up, as well as Dino with Derpy with a nice peek with the Alder, and to spray down and deal some hefty amount of damage for both players. Derpy continuing to just hold down the trigger finger, but also lit up. So that's now 3 players of GIU, and not the brightest position health-wise.
Yeah, looks like Ethan going for a bit of a crouch flank downstairs as well. Could come up these stairs at any point to start the flank off. Dino going for the wall bang. It was close. Oh, is he going to land that shot? No, just misses. Look at the amount of HP that's been chipped away from both teams. Plenty of firefights. Just no one winning any.
And meanwhile, Rippy is going to get himself reset. Health after he got tagged up quite substantially. Crude is still on a slither of health. As ORGL3SS is still fairly all good to go, but there we go. There's the resets all on board, so back up and running. Health-wise, currently GIU are looking much healthier. And yeah, it seems that with still a minute to go, there's still plenty of room for it, but it doesn't look like the attackers will be contesting any of the hard breaching spots. Which is a bit odd. Oh,
nice shot.
Onto Imorin. That is another peek onto Rolfie. That is another one for Dino as well. Ethan trading out Crude, and 2v4 just like that. Another peek. Ooh, Derpy getting the better of Diesel. Ethan getting the better of Dino. 2v2. Well, how is that happening? How is GIU allowing that? As 30 seconds left, and Rippy finding the kill onto Ethan. Now all up to Derpy, who is on a just barely any health, and will be turning around. Rolfie getting the better of Derpy, and GIU are staying in this matchup for one more round, the final round, which could potentially bring them one more point.
That was a 5-on-2 turned into a 2-on-2.
I'm just amazed.
Gosh. Yeah, we just saw the kill feed just light up, didn't we, with names raining left, right, and center.
And it felt to me like, yeah, ORGL3SS managed to shine with the fragging, like flex a little bit of that fragging muscle, but at the end, like just, I don't know, it still felt like they just went for the solo plays. Like there wasn't a lot of coordination. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, well, this time we are going to go back to AVG here for the final round in the series. You know, this series, we've seen every single possible round that we could so far.
Attackers need to locate
Yeah,
and
and
defuse as many
overall
bombs
just
as they can.
a good performance on defense, but a very shaky, a very unpredictable offense, because Gentlemen and Underwear just scored their first offensive win after losing what I believe was, what, like four rounds in a row? And that's good for them. Them managing to kind of bring him back a little bit to stall that whole ORGL3SS train, but at the same time, have they made it in time though? Like, ORGL3SS has every possibility right now to win this one, whereas Gentlemen and Underwear don't have the odds stacked in their favor at all, because so far offense has seen only 3 wins throughout this whole map.
Yeah, it's a good point to make there, Cthulhu. Although, as I said, it's ORGL3SS that really seem to struggle on attack. It's defense where, you know, they really start to look a lot better.
But with that out of the way, 2 minutes and 38 seconds left before we will be seeing the conclusion of this matchup. And Dino is already quite swiftly already entering the master bedroom just to maybe cut off a couple of rotations, but so far GIU will be able to take the control of Statuary fairly easily without any contest just yet.
Yeah, not much denial attempt. I'm surprised we're not really seeing something like a C4 pulse below, perhaps. Especially around those doors that are barricaded up. When they're knocking them down, can let that C4 rip.
Maybe they're just a bit too scared with Jackal being all around, so that the roam clear will be way too spread. But nonetheless, his first EMP grenade just to get rid of any potential glue mines. Dino's already creeping in towards the side. He does have Rippy droning up ahead for him, so anytime Dino is gonna try to run in, he either might be able to grab a couple of very nice peeks for himself or just lose his life outright. Oh, Ethan. There's the first kill. He gets Dino, gets into a firefight, gets Crude. That's a double kill, and oh, a knife as well before he goes down, just to rub in the salt before. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. And GIU are definitely in the best case possible right now at all.
Yeah, Rolfie and Diesel are going to have to dig deep here if they want to salvage it. Big plays there by Ethan. Absolutely massive. You know, we caught him potatoing last week, and, you know, that's one for the highlights. I feel like he's redeemed himself, but it's not over just yet. Rolfie, Diesel, still in with a chance, however slim, and oh, Rolfie, he's going to try and kickstart that chance. There we go. He's going to find Emo Rin, losing only a small amount of HP for it, and 3-on-2 just suddenly sounds a lot more doable, but Diesel almost lost all of his health to that Gumon.
Yeah, that was close, but right now 2v3 still kind of workable, but 24 seconds left on the clock, and GIU are definitely not at any advantage.
Yeah, I don't know what to do here. Yeah, Diesel is going to go down to that smoke grenade. Rolfie, he's going to find Joey, so that's a 2-on-2. There's no need for these defenders to bank. That diffuser is down. They've got the Echo yeah, the Yokai's on them, that's the word. And yeah, there we go, we're going to time one out. It's a 7-5 victory here for ORGL3SS.
5 indeed, and a bit of a shaky performance from both teams, but at the end, ORGL3SS managing to take the big dub and getting themselves